So the reality is that we've attached our self-worth so much to people. Like we've made this connection with people, thinking that who we are is based on what they give us, or the attention they give us, or how they show us love, or how they make us feel. And the truth is that if you have done that, you've given so much power to them that everything you do or every action you take next is attached to them. You think that the only way you'll feel happy is if they're happy. And that's a sad way to live life. And I think that we keep repeating these cycles because it's so easy to give somebody else authority over me instead of me standing up for myself. Like, you have to get to a point in your life where you are not interested in begging people to be around, where you're okay with losing people, where you're okay with people saying what they need to say about you, or talking or gossiping about you, because you know that it has nothing to do with you. And it's not just giving people authority in relationships. Sometimes we give people authority in friendships, not just romantic relationships, every kind of relationship. We give them authority because we think that they're people of respect or stature, or that we should care for. And what happens is that you lose the power over you because you've given that to somebody. At the end of the day, people are always going to have something to say. There's always going to be an opinion. There's always going to be a control factor. And you need to be able to identify what's actually serving you and what's killing you, what's robbing you and what's giving into your life, what's good and what's not. Because the truth is that if you continue to go back and if you continue to give people this authority, they're going to continue to take. We need to learn to let people miss out on us. We need to learn to walk away from people. We need to learn to be okay with not having everyone around, because that's life. And that's a sad part of life, and that's a reality. But if we continue to go back into these cycles, we'll continue to just give authority to other people. But the real question is, how do I stop that? How do I stop giving people power? How do I stop making people control me? How do I stop giving people authority in my life that they don't deserve? And it starts with you. It starts with you becoming confident in you, learning to love yourself so much that you refuse to let people misuse you. If when you love you, when I love me, I'm not going to let you rob me of me. When I love me, I'm not going to let you take my time, what I deserve, my peace. We are so comfortable with selling ourselves, selling our peace just to keep people around, and it's not worth it. I'm not going to offer up things that I should love, or love my time, my peace, just to have you around. The truth is that too many people are stuck in that. And if we continue to not value us and not value our time, we will give that away. So it starts with you. At the end of the day, you are the author of everything. You're the author of your joy. You're the author of your misery. You're the author of the people in your life you hire and fire as it themes. And this is something I've seen often. We are hiring people for positions in our life that they can't work in, that they can't serve, that they don't meet the capacity or the requirements for. But we do it because we think that if we put them in those positions, that they'll be around, that they'll love us more, they'll care for us more. You will continue to be upset. You'll continue to hate yourself. You'll continue to hate your life if you continue to give people authority over it that don't deserve it. And it happens, right? We think that it's easy. We think that's just simply, well, if they're there, I have them around. But I need you to ask yourself this question. Is it worth having people around that don't actually love you? Like, is it actually worth putting people in places or begging people to do things? Is it even worth begging somebody to be in a position and them saying yes? What happens next? You begged them to be there. They didn't want to be there. It wasn't there by choice. You're not going to have to continue to do all these extra things just to keep them in a place that they don't even deserve. You're going to have to be super extra just to make them be okay with being around you. You need people in your life that are actually joyful to be in your life, that aren't just there because it's convenient, that aren't just there because of proximity, that aren't just there because you could do something for them, but they're there because they love you. And the only way you'll ever know that is by allowing people to show you what they want to do. This is the reality. We allow people to show us where they want to be, who they are, by just letting them do their thing. When you have to force them to do anything, it's not natural. And I think I've come to a point in my life where I've become completely okay with people not wanting me, people not liking me, people not being around me. Why? Because I don't care. Like, I care about the people that care about me. I'll pour into the people that pour into me. But I'm not concerned with the opinion of people that are outside of the walls of the things that I've shown. I'm not at the end of the day, what's going to happen with that, if you continue to care about those people, you will never live the life you are actually meant to live, because you're so focused on living your life for them that they've manipulated everything you do. You have to become okay with people misjudging you. You have to become okay with people undercategorizing you. You have to become okay with people seeming that you're overrated or all these things. Just let it be. Until you value you, no one else will be able to offer that to you. Like, yes, you are loved unconditionally, and there's people that will love you no matter what. And you don't have to be perfect for it, because that's why we have those people. That's why those people are the ones that belong. But when you stop valuing you, you stop teaching people how to treat you. It is our responsibility to be okay or not okay with what people say or do. You have to become this firm person in you, so much so that people can say all these things, they can have all these conversations, and it will never affect you because your value isn't found in them, it's found in you. And I think that's what's struggling with a lot of people. That's why our society is failing apart. And because either we are too far to the left where we don't care about anything at all, and life is meaningless and pointless, and you're just like this super goth person, right? And then everything is just terrible. Or you're too far to the right where you're arrogant and you don't care about anyone's love or opinion, period. Not just like in the sense of like that they don't inflict you or anything, but literally you just don't care at all about them as a person, which is a problem. We never want to be that. We never want to be arrogant where we don't care about people as people. But we want to be down the center where we don't care about what people think about us as long as we are not conflicting with ourselves or not causing damage to anyone else. That's different. When you are so confident in you, it doesn't matter what people say about you because your root is not in them, it's in you. When you learn to value yourself, you stop letting people walk over you. You stop letting people say what they want to say. You stop caring so much about having people around because you're not concerned about pleasing them. You're concerned about loving the people that are present. And until we figure this out, until we establish our worth and our value in ourselves, someone's always going to tell you what you're worth. They're always going to dictate your value to you. They're always going to control or manipulate that in you because you don't know, because you haven't been firm, because you haven't established this with people. The hardest part of diving into this is knowing that you're worth it, knowing that you're worth love, that you're worth the things you give, the way you give, knowing that you're actually worth the time, that you're not just a person of convenience to people. But until you are firm in that, people will continue to offer you the bare minimum. They'll offer you the breadcrumbs. And this is for everything, right? Romantic relationships, friendships, family, all this stuff. Because we see it often, even in families. We see relationships with family members that they just generally don't care about us. They don't really care what we have to say or our opinion, how we feel. And the reason that they continue to do that is because you've never stood up for yourself. You've never said, hey, listen, I'm not okay with that. I'm good. Listen, if you want to treat me how you want to treat me, I'm good. You do your thing. But the value that you have in you is always going to be dependent on you. It's always going to be based on what you say and what you do. So the question is this: what do you do next? Do you continue to stay in places that you are just of convenience, you're just around proximity? Or do you make firm standing for you, for what you deserve, for what you want, for how your life should be? And you depend on your value based on you and not on them.